Charlie Munger is one of the greatest investors of all time. How did he get there? Munger has offered a few clues. A key one is to build a latticework of mental models and become a learning machine. In this video, we will learn from the great Charlie Munger by looking at 7 of his famous quotes. A great quote by Munger to get us in the ballpark to his keys to success. What is elementary worldly wisdom? Well, the first rule is that you can't really know anything if you just remember isolated facts and try and bang them back. If the facts don't hang together on a latticework of theory, you don't have them in a usable form. You've got to have models in your head, and you've got to array your experience, both vicarious and direct, on this latticework of models. You may have noticed students who just try to remember and pound back what is remembered. Well, they fail in school and in life. You've got to hang experience on a latticework of models in your head. Charlie Munger. Munger and worldly wisdom. Munger has explained that many investors, macroeconomists, and people in the field attain training on a single model and try to use that on every problem they want to solve. Like a man with a hammer who sees everything as a nail, this is a poor approach because every business is different, every industry is different, so you must approach every investment slightly differently. By having wide expertise among many domains, a latticework of mental models, one can increase their chances of limiting mistakes and identifying the truly great businesses, with the competitive moats that can continue to compound wealth over long periods of time. So how does Charlie Munger suggest that we attain these mental models? A few quotes by Munger and a few about Munger help clue us in. First, he mentions a key to success in investing. I don't think you can get to be a really good investor over a broad range without doing a massive amount of reading. I don't think any one book will do it for you. He also says this about his daily habits. You'd be amazed at how much Warren reads, at how much I read. My children laugh at me. They think I'm a book with a couple of legs sticking out. And in regards to business reading, by regularly reading business newspapers and magazines, I'm exposed to an enormous amount of material at the micro level. I find that what I see going on there pretty much informs me about what's happening at the macro level. Perhaps surprisingly, Charlie Munger spends most of his workday building his mental models by doing this. Warren and I do more reading and thinking and less doing than most people in business. We do that because we like that kind of a life. But we've turned that quirk into a positive outcome for ourselves. We both insist on a lot of time being available almost every day to just sit and think. That is very uncommon in American business. We read and think. You can find lots of great quotes about Munger's obsession with reading, but I have one more for you, this time from his book, Poor Charlie's Almanac. Bolded emphasis mine. The great example of Charles Darwin is the avoided confirmation bias. Darwin probably changed my life because I'm a biography nut, and when I found out the way he always paid extra attention to the disconfirming evidence and all these little psychological tricks, I also found out that he wasn't very smart by the ordinary standards of human acuity. Yet, there he is buried in Westminster Abbey. Charlie Munger is known to have read hundreds of biographies, and he considers it a critical part of his worldly wisdom, which was so effective at helping him make great investing decisions. With all of these suggestions, we now have a big clue into how we, as average investors, can start to build our own mental models towards investing success. By putting this all together into a sort of mental model of its own, we can make a latticework of a mental model for creating our own mental models through our investing careers. Number 1. Read a lot of annual reports like Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett. Number 2. Read business publications like newspapers or magazines. Today's equivalent might be blogs and podcasts. Number 3. Read many biographies in order to attain worldly wisdom to better understand the businesses we are analyzing. Notice how none of these steps involve reading actual technical books about investing. To be clear, You need to read the right foundational books to understand the basic principles of investing and personal finance success. But after that, you need to start looking at the actual businesses and stocks themselves, and understand there's no single formula that can help you analyze all of them well. Instead, focus on building these mental models by acquiring wisdom on businesses and industries, and applying those to the stocks you're looking to invest in. The path to building mental models is not linear. I'll let Charlie take it away because he said it best. Develop into a lifelong self-learner through voracious reading. Cultivate curiosity and strive to become a little wiser every day.